So I know mental health has been one of the most conversated topics since the pandemic. Eunoia was started during the pandemic as a platform to express feelings through writing, sharing experiences in order to most of my articles are inspired by personal experience. Over the next few weeks, we will be developing training modules, bringing various speakers and doctors, activists to share their perspectives. Please feel free to reach out if you want to be a part of it or help us out. Also, don't forget to follow us on Instagram at eunoia.help. So, I just wanted to, mention this statistic that I came across that 75% of Asian Indian parents think that when a child is talking to them about depression, they think it's some sort of an excuse or a way to communicate the child's failure, that they can't handle some sort of pressure. We are considered as privileged or called as first world problems. Can you believe that? So that's why I gathered everyone here today to introduce Ms. Savita Gupta, founder of Reincarnation Association. Ms. Gupta herself has done significant work in the field, and I'm really thankful she is considered to help us out and support and expand our efforts in India, establishing an Eunoia chapter. So, Ms. Gupta, if you want to... You're on mute. You're on mute. No.
Okay. So, my name is Savita Gupta. I am founder and chairperson of Reincarnation Association NGO. We established this NGO in 2015. So, we are 7 years old now. And our work areas are education, women empowerment, health and hygiene, and skill development. When we established, we were a team of 2 people only. Now, by God's grace, we have a big team and countless numbers of volunteers and interns moving in and out every year. So,
that's amazing work. That's awesome to see such growth. So if you want to start, I have a couple of questions for you. So I know women empowerment, as you said, is an initiative that Reincarnation really believes in. So what are some of the challenges in starting initiative, or some of the initiatives that you're really proud of?
Okay, so first of all, I'll talk about the initiatives we have taken, right? I'll start with the most recent initiative that we did during COVID. As soon as the pandemic hit us, we first of all prioritized who needed help the most, because at that time everyone below the poverty line needed help. It was a huge and difficult task to prioritize who needed our help most. And it was a huge and difficult task to prioritize who needed our help most. Was it men who lost their jobs, or was it women who had to anyhow feed their family with empty pockets? Everyone around us needed help, be it emotional, be it financial. At the time, everyone was our priority, be it men or women. So when everyone was locked up, that is when we provided sewing machines and raw materials for mask making to around 50 women, who made hundreds of masks daily and earned more than 6,000 a month. Thus, these women were able to earn and run their families in the safe environment of their home. Just imagine when everyone was locked up and many people lost their jobs. At this point of time, this little money, this amount what these ladies earned was a boon to them, right? And then secondly, under our women empowerment initiatives, we have started a small homemade Indian spices brand. We have started a small Indian spices plant under the brand Ahoji. So here we provide women raw spices and they grind and pack all the spices and make a living out of it every month. So this is also our initiative for women empowerment. And then we also provide professional trainings to the needy women so that they can be independent and run their families. And like vocational training, we provide our like beautician, tailoring and embroidery, then specialized cooking and computer courses to the educated ones. See, our sole aim is to make the women self-dependent and lead a respectful life. Besides this, in our NGO initiatives, we donate books, stationery, laptops, school bags, uniforms to needy children annually. This is annual process. And then wheelchairs, crutches and smart canes to specially abled people. Like every year we do this. And then we distribute clothes and medicines every week.
Wow, that's really
yes. Yeah. If we talk about the challenges our team faces, first thing it is to prioritize who needs our help most. Because every second person that you leave without help, that person also needs your help equally. And then there comes the word F. Like F, we mean funds. Because we can provide help to tens, we can provide help to couple of hundreds, but the numbers who need help is countless. It's uncountable. So there's the issue, the challenges we face.
Wow. So, okay, I've also another question. So I know that a bunch of Eunoia listeners are young adults and teens, and we would love to get your perspective on the challenges that maybe teenagers face in India, and how mental health is seen in India.
Okay, so I can say that India is still a growing country in many aspects. People are evolving and now ready to understand and accept mental health issues, but there are still many challenges over here. There are different categories of people. Some have completely evolved and accepted mental health issues, but they are not afraid to talk about it. But this category is very less, but it is gradually growing, no doubt. And then there is a category of people who somehow accept mental health issues but are not ready to talk about it at all. Sad part is they don't accept these issues themselves, and hence the society also doesn't. So if we say about initiatives, what we take, initiatives, we can say that we are at a very initial stage of helping people with mental health issues. So what we are doing is currently we provide awareness campaigns through the mediums of theatre, nukkad nataks and awareness camps. So we help people who are dealing with post-traumatic syndrome, like divorce issues, then relationship breakup, and women who are victims of domestic violence, so that they can get to a better mental state. They can think about their future when they are when we talk to them, so that they can think about their future and not about the trauma. What we do is we talk to them, we give them counseling. Actually, we act as a bridge and make them talk and open up. We can say that talking about the issues that has led anyone to depression is the best way to come out of it. See, unless we talk, we can't find a solution.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. Talking really helps and really can unpack. I mean, as I said before, that 75% of teens feel, they can't open up to their parents about their depression or mental health, and some of the parents believe that it's just like an excuse, that they can't handle some of the pressure that the parents put. So, relying on that topic of parents, do you feel that parents in India are not listening to what the kids are saying, or is the awareness, like mental health awareness, at a very surface level? So what do you think the parents ask is?
In the last 4 or 5 years, we have come to a state where we have made progress with mental health issues in certain parts of society. Earlier it was not, but in the last 5 to 4 years, we have seen the changes, and there is a change and progress also. Now at least there are people who are willing to accept that they are in a traumatic stage or are depressed or have anxiety issues. But still there is a major part of India who is not ready to accept it. That part, they don't even want to believe in psychiatric or taking therapies or talking to someone or discussing their issues with anyone. What they believe is that healing themselves, their own self. They don't want to go to any psychiatric, they don't want to take any sessions. This part is a very rigid part of the society, and it will take many more years to evolve. But India is growing, and in the past 1 decade we can see that India has grown, and it's just commendable. And about the parents, if we say, parents are aware of mental health issues now. Like everything is coming in picture and everyone is aware, like they are aware. But it is in well-developed areas still. Like they are still in a denial. Because every single parent in India is emotionally driven. And that is the reason they live in denial most of the times. They don't want to accept that their child is suffering with something like depression or traumatic situation. They didn't want to accept it or discuss about it still.
So how do you kind of recognize these signs or problems?
Yes, we have to recognize. We have experts in our team, and we have professionals in our team. We go to the schools and colleges. We talk to them. We take sessions about them, and then while talking, we can recognize who is not in a good mental state. So after recognizing, we talk to their parents, and then give them a separate session.
They need a lot of courage to,
Yes.
open.
Because yes, of course, they need a lot of courage to talk about all this, because they think that this is not a thing to be discussed in open. The thing is that.
Yeah, I mean, I could say that we face a similar thing in the U.S. as well, that a lot of students are not very open about their mental health to their parents because they always feel like scared. So moving on to the next question. So it kind of relies on that. It says, in such cases, teenagers and parents are not willing to talk about mental health, and there's this ignorance that kind of exists. So how do you navigate that? How do you, kind of come around that and try to get people to become more open?
Like I said, we are at a very initial stage. How we are navigating is again an issue due to the rigid and ignorant part of the society. It's a challenge, actually. And we have come a long way in women empowerment and have dealt with numerous traumatic issues due to domestic violence. Like, it is one step at a time always, right? We are making people aware of mental health issues through various forms. And like I said, we are tied up with different schools and colleges where we held monthly awareness campaigns. There are counselors and professionals who volunteer with our team. And we jointly conduct these sessions in various schools and colleges every month. These experts, they talk to the children and understand their behavior. They talk about their school, their studies, their life, their future. This is how we figure out if the student really needs help. And if the expert detects a gray zone, we discuss with their parents, with the students' parents, and then if they are willing, the child is given counseling sessions separately. It's a two-way process. Since it is not a forceful activity, it completely depends on the parents, their choice whether to get help or not.
Yeah. Yeah, we have a question in the chat that says, what can parents do to encourage kids to speak up and open up to them? So,
see, what we can do is we can say the person who is coping with mental health issues is unable to follow the same approach. Here we can see the changes. The person who he was or she was is changed. Behavior is changed. The person, whenever we see around us, we have so many people around us, like relatives, friends, neighbors. They might be needing a help also, right? And if we see certain behavior changes or signs of serious mental health conditions, it's important to talk about it and seek professional help. You know what? Untreated depression is one of the leading causes of life-risking challenges, right? And one more thing I might say is there is always a reason behind mental health issues. It can be poor parenting, domestic abuse, stress at home, relationship issues, breakups, and we need to break the stigma in our society. This topic should not be a taboo anymore. We should talk about it.
I agree with that.
Yes. And in a friendly way to the person who is depressed, we can open them up. We should not push them. We should not force them for anything. We should just be with them. They should think, the person who is suffering should know that we are with them. We should not force ourselves. Let them open up naturally. They will come up to you when they'll see that there is someone who will be helpful and who will support us. That is enough for them.
Yeah, I mean, personally, when I, am not feeling like the best and not my A game, I tend to deepen my passion, whether it could be like swimming, golf, Eunoia, and writing articles. So,
first of all, the person who is in trauma, that person will not open up that way. And if we tell them to follow their passion or take some activity, they won't go. They need to follow, they need to open up first. They need to talk about their anxiety, about their depression. When they'll come out of that trauma, when they'll see that someone is there to support them, then they will open up and then they can come out of it. Then they can follow their passion, they can follow their dreams, and they can follow their activities and all. So that will be very helpful for them.
In the U.S., say that there's a bit of a lack of inclusivity, and often, kids, you could always say, yeah, I'm there, but sometimes the kids don't, notice, and, they take extreme measures before they, try to open up to somebody, so.
Yes, that is why I said, untreated depression is one of the leading causes of life-risking challenges. So, thing is that people should talk, should open up.
Yeah. So, what are 5 things you think that parents should do that their kids in mental health or overall?
Okay, so what parents can do is, whenever they find any behavior changes in their kid, what they can do is they should seek the main reason behind it. Why the child has changed, the behavior has changed. They should seek and find out the reason behind it, and then they should not force the child to speak up. They should be with them, they should tell them, they should be friendly, they should talk to them, they should say that we are with you, whatever thing happened, we are with you, even if it is good or it is bad, we are with you. Second thing is this, and then let the child open up naturally. when the child will see that there is support, there is help them, they will open up, they will be friendly. And the parent, if the child is not talking to the parents, they can tell the child, they can ask the child to talk to the friends or siblings so that the child can open up. And if they find something serious, so they should consult the professionals. It is very necessary.
Yeah, and there was a good point that was made in the chat that if kids had to pick between parental expectations or your expectations, every time the kid chooses parental expectations, this is because the kids want to please their parents or kind of, want this validation from their parents.
Yes. See, time is changing now. So parents also have to see that they should not put so much expectation burden on their child. Right? If the student, if the kid doesn't want to study, is not gaining much marks, he is good at something like art type, and they should incline that child towards that point. They should not force for the studies what they want their child to be. They should not force this thing on their kid. Now the time is changing.
Yeah, for sure. Time is changing, and we need to adapt to these, new problems that are coming. We also see that in the Q&A thing, it says, like failures can become pillars of success, can depression be as well? State from where a kid can bounce back and become much stronger as a growing adult because of lessons they've learned.
Yes.
Which makes us stronger.
If we come out of this, the person will come out stronger. That is for sure. When the person has faced so much of things, and then the child come out of that trauma, he's definitely going to be a stronger person than before. And I would suggest that we should not fight with stress, anxiety, depression alone. We should share what's going inside with your loved ones, with your close ones, or to the therapist. Talking helps in a lot. And you get solution to the biggest of the problems by just talking about it. Right? And we should treat mental issues just as we treat our physical health issues.
We should, So, of all the questions and comments that have joined, thank you, Ms. Gupta, for joining and sharing. As I have mentioned earlier, we have a perspective series joining where more doctors, writers, and activists to come and share their perspectives. So please feel free to reach out if you know anybody or if you want to be a part of it. And don't forget to follow us at Eunoia Help. Is there anything else you would like to add, Gupta?
I would suggest that people who are suffering with this, like people who are in a not in a good mental state, they should not fight alone. They should speak up. They should open up and problems with their closed ones, with their loved ones. I'll again say that talking about your problems and discussing about it will help a lot. You'll get a solution. Someone or the other will give you the solution. You can find a solution, and you can, after talking, you'll feel a little bit light that the burden has been ridden from your mind and heart. This is what I would do.
Yeah. So I want to thank all the participants from, I know we have people from the Middle East, India, the US, joining and supporting. So thank you.
Thank you so much.
So I look forward to our next series and continuing Eunoia chapter with you in India. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much for collaborating with us. Thanks a lot. Good evening.
Bye.